Welcome into Skir Scoop. Today we're going to be recapping Nebraska's three-star defensive lineman commit, Errol Demontagnac. Is a three-star interior defender from Seffner, Florida. So it's a suburb of Tampa. They play in 6A in the state of Florida. So as far as we know, that's the biggest division in the state. Big time addition. What is he? 6'3", 270 or 290. Sorry, yeah. So big body. Big body. It's things are looking up on the defensive line. It's Nebraska's second interior commit. They still don't have any edges, which is maybe an area of concern, but there's a couple on campus. There's at least one on campus this week and a couple more expected over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I guess, Elliot, I'll kind of just hand it off to you and you can talk through the recruitment here because, I know you got a couple things to say about that.
Yeah. So it was a bit of an interesting recruitment here the last month or two. I think it was maybe around actually in April, beginning of April, or actually March, I think, before the spring game, that, he received some predictions to actually land his commitment. But, obviously nothing has happened, since then. Now we have the commitment. But, so just a few teams that were kind of, in on him as well. He just took an OV to Virginia last week, and then Florida State and Illinois were also involved in this recruitment as well. Definitely some other Power 4 interests there. He's been underrated, I think, at this point. Once we get to the film review, we'll share some stats, and you'll see some of the stuff he does. But he had a breakout year this past season, and I think that, as they do some more evaluations throughout the summer and then even into his senior year, I feel like his rating can go up too. But like you said, he's 6'3", 290, so he's a pretty big defensive lineman. And even in this film, I think I saw him line up on the outside at edge a few times too. So he's got some versatility just in his quickness as well. So, I'll let you give your thoughts on this commitment as well.
Yeah, I mean, something I just now noticed, while we're talking about this, is the fact that he's an primarily interior defensive lineman and had 14 sacks last season, dude, that is insane to me. I'm just kind of now picking up on that. And, I guess the more that I'm kind of looking at this kid's stats and a little bit of the film, I feel like I mean, he looks like a great ball player. Nonetheless, he's a 3-star. But, I mean, these stats, if you were to show me these stats blindly, I'd be like, oh, this kid's a 4-star, maybe high 4-star. But, yeah, I'm assuming that Matt Rhule likes what he sees and trying to swoop in and pick up on him before maybe Florida State or one of those Florida schools can come and get him. Well, he's still a 3-star. So, I mean, I really like this pickup now the more that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I think so too. And honestly, I was reading something, following the commitment, and it was just talking about, and even just thinking about it, how many times Nebraska's gone into the state of Florida and found success. I mean, you think about a guy like Ja'Cory Barney, who was kind of under the radar as a recruit. And to this point in his career, he's done well. I think his junior year is hopefully going to be his best year. But this could be a kid like that where he had good stats out of high school and just kind of flew under the radar. And Nebraska came in and got him over, like a Miami or a Florida State or a Florida or even, a UCF. So, I think they're really happy about getting this recruitment, locking it down when they did. Obviously, it's at a position of need. Like both of you guys were saying, his stats are freakish. So we'll get into the film here, and I'll let kind of Elliot run you guys through the numbers, but they are pretty insane.
Yeah, so speaking through the film here, you'll see him line up in the interior and at the edge. He's got an arrow pointing to where he's at. Usually, on this clip, he's lining up in the edge. He seems pretty quick and explosive. Right there, he kind of launched off to go get the tackle there. But just for his stats, he's got 87 tackles on the year, 30 tackles for a loss, 14 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. So those are some crazy numbers, especially that 30 tackles for a loss stat. And then even like what Will said, 14 sacks, especially from the interior. And, obviously this is just a little snippet of his film, but, you see him lining up at edge and interior, but especially interior, you just don't get a lot of sacks as an interior guy. Remember Nash and Ty, they didn't get a lot of sacks as interior guys, but you always felt their presence when they were on the field, taking up double teams and stuff like that. But I don't know, this is just, I don't know, it's definitely an underrated guy, and he obviously had a breakout season this past year. It's super fun to look at the film here just because of how, he just looks like right there, he did a hip toss tackle right there, and that takes a lot of power too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you guys give any thoughts you have from just the things you saw on the film there.
Yeah, just I guess real quick, my kind of final thoughts on it when we're watching the film. This is the first time I've watched this film, but just in these quick snippets, I've seen him, these offenses are running like counter run plays, trying to get away from him, and he's funneling to the ball and getting, tackles for
Yeah.
loss. So like he's quick off the line of scrimmage. They're trying to get away from him and they can't, and then he's very violent. Like all of these tackles he's kind of ragdolling these, which keep in mind it's high school, it's not going to be the Big Ten like he will be in a couple of years, but still, I mean, he looks like a freak in high school. So hopefully, with when he gets a couple of years into the weight room and further develops with Corey Brown, I think you're going to be looking at a kid that can definitely play at the very least. So yeah, Will, I guess I don't know if you got anything else that stands out to you.
Yeah, I mean, like, kind of the thing that's sticking out to me just by watching this film is I feel like I've seen him get double teamed and even triple teamed a couple times just watching this film, which is always a good sign that you have a strong, fast, mobile D lineman, which, I mean, this film is just, it's beautiful to watch. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, he gets off. It seems like he gets off blocks well. Even one of these highlights, they kind of ran a read option, and he went to the running back first, and then had enough of a lateral shuffle speed to get back to the quarterback after he noticed that the quarterback kept the ball. So, it seems like a really athletic player. I think Nebraska's kind of got a hidden gem, maybe, so to speak, and I guess we'll see how it turns out. But for now, Nebraska, 12th commitment, Elliot, I think it should put Nebraska at a dozen. So now they're already one more over the what they signed in the 2026 recruiting class. Yeah, obviously drastically different class rankings right there right now currently, and we'll see how it shakes out in 2027 for Nebraska. But expect a ton of more commitments coming out of this official visit weekend. But for right now, I guess seems like things are pointing up for Nebraska. So okay, yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up with this one. Thanks for tuning in. Leave a like, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.